Smells like Armor is the next deck profile I'm going to explore. There's a lot of new tools that give Armor decks some consistency, while at the same time cutting back on expensive cards. I asked Eagle's permission to use the winning list from his local online event this week as a template for this video. And while I could have just used the same list, not all cards will necessarily be the same preference for me or other players. Which is why how I structure my videos is always a discussion of the newer cards before talking over a big picture list. As always, if you enjoy these types of videos, do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell for more future content. The new cards from BT21 make Armor Digimon a very fast aggro rush kind of deck. With the new Veemon, this Digimon has a Your Turn effect, where when this Digimon would Digivolve into a Digimon card, with the Armor form or hero trait, you reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. In some ways it's comparable to the BT16 Veemon, but it's explicitly this Digimon versus one of your other Digimon. Both share the same inheritable, which means your Armor Digimon can more safely check in into security. Interestingly, unlike BT12, BT21's focus isn't Imperial Dramon cards, but the Armor variants. And like most Armor Digimon, these Digimon have Armor Purge. New flamedramon gets a DP buff of 2000 DP when Digivolving, and when its attack target changes, it unsuspends. Not likely to happen considering most players don't run blocker these days. Instead, they're kinda just checking into security really quickly. Out of all the Armor Digimon so far, this is the one I least recommend. Magnamon in every respect is basically the first Magnamon from BT8. However, unlike DP buffing itself for each armor trait in the trash, it hits one of your opponent's Digimon for a 2000 DP debuff. While it can be great for reducing Digimon's DP, this effect is most useful when you have a lot of armor traits in the trash to delete something. Something that isn't quite easy to get to, but a combination of cards can definitely build up to it. Early testing I had this as a 4 of, but that was also mainly because I wanted to utilize more Magnamon X's in the top end. 2 to 3 is my present recommendation. And the last armor of course goes to lighdramon for the Storm of Friendship. This Digimon has piercing and a when Digivolving effect that suspends one of your opponent's Digimon. Considering it gets plus 2000 DP as well, in combination with your Demi Veemon and Veemon inheritables, you could be piercing over a Digimon with an 11,000 DP stat line. There are no other Digimon to introduce in this set for armor, but we do get access to a new Davis Motomiya. Start of your main, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain 1 memory. Its main effect allows you to spend this Tamer to trash the top stacked card of your armor form trait Digimon. Then you draw 1 and gain 1 memory. In essence, you forcibly Armor Purge in order to then utilize unsuspend effects of your other Digimon, like Magnamon, to go for another attack. And because of this specific Tamer, the option card comes in really handy. With Armor Digivolution, man, I wish they had done Digi-Armor Energize. It is a searching option card for a Davis Motomiya Tamer in name, and a free trait card before trashing the rest. Then the option places itself into the battle area. All turns when the top stacked card of any of your armor form trait Digimon is trashed, whether it be by Digivolve, Davis's effect, or anything for that matter, you can delay, climb back into a Digimon card with the armor form trait in the hand without paying cost. That means that because of Davis, you can gain memory, draw, and then crack this delay to go into another armor form without paying the cost. Attack, and if it gets deleted, you Armor Purge, and then do it again if you have another Armor Digivolution set up or just Digivolve like normal. But when it comes to the deck profile, again, this is by no means the perfect list. Honestly, there were some minor adjustments from the winning list, and if certain cards are out of your budget, there are always substitutes to consider. The best deck for this deck is going to go to BT16 Demi Veemon, because honestly, if you have that extra DP buff, chances are your Armor Digimon will survive. This allows you to proc Davis and then climb up into a different chain. But when it comes to Veemons, outside of the newest Veemon from BT21, the promo variant is a mandatory 4 of because it reduces Digivolution costs while you have a Tamer in play. As for other options, there are quite a few to honestly consider. Take BT12 as a searcher for example of finding your Davis and a free trait card, or the BT16 variant that can gain you a memory when you Digivolve one of your other Digimon. Fact is, the BT16 variant isn't important for its passive effect, but that DP buff. But other variants you could run are the jamming variant in order to make it so that you could attack with the level 3 first, before Digivolving and unsuspending for more attacks. Though this variant of the deck builds wider than I conventionally like to in the present format. The last potential Veemon to use being EX1 for the memory gain on unsuspend. For this particular one, I'd definitely be running more armor textures and BT21 Magnamons as well. Level 4 wise, outside of the 3 BT21 Magnamon and lighdramons, you run 4 BT8 Magnamons for the extra DP buffs and unsuspend when Digivolving. as well as the best variant of them all from the starter deck. This card is particularly deadly because it can bounce so many cards, especially after stripping their sources with multicolored cards. The last two of course going to promo flamedramon for forcing your opponent to add a security to hand when you change attack targets. Needless to say, this card might be outside of a lot of players' budgets, which is why you might bump up your Magnamon and lighdramon counts as well to their maximum. And of course, spend that extra money on the Magnamon X's. Keep in mind that the flamedramon is getting a reprint in the LM set that is coming out in October, so you got a ways to wait for that. No level 5s in this build, though if you wanted to you could get away with maybe 1 or 2 Pyildramons for the DNA with lighdramon and any of your other level 4s. It's not a consistent thing that normally happens, but it is possible. Zudomon Ace being another contender, but this kills some of your consistency aspects. And of course with the level 6s, Magnamon X. Yes, I know this is another expensive card, but between promo flamedramon or Magnamon X, I'd arguably go with Magnamon X on this one. Combine this with its DP buff, immunity, and unsuspend, who doesn't want to utilize this card more than flamedramon? No level 7s, as again, you're primarily going with a rush strategy with the level 4s. But if you did reconfigure the deck into a more controlled base, Imperialdramon Paladin Mode Ace is a valid option for searching here. Option-wise, armor texture can be debatable as a 1 or 2 of. Because of its inability to be searched, I do think it's better as a 1 of. Mental trainings can find just about everything except 2 cards, while you have to run the mandatory 4 armor Digivolution. But the last card of course, goes to the limited Awakening of the Golden Knight. Tamer-wise, you have a slew of Davis Motomiya Tamers, the oldest being the Searcher for a blue and green card. The next variant being from BT8 for gaining memory with a blue or green Digimon in play, and when you Digivolve into a 2-color card, you can unsuspend one of your Digimon. And of course, some defensive capabilities of potentially playing a veemon out that might get armored into a security Magnamon at the same time. While you finish out the line with 3 copies of BT21 Davis Motomiya. As I've said, these are my preliminary thoughts on the Armor Rush deck profile. And if you want to check out gameplay or the actual winning deck profile from Monday, you can find the link for Eagles and Risu's channel in the description below, along with the Eggman events page for more comprehensive deck profiles from these events and more. What are your thoughts, and do you think Armor Rush has a shot to outspeed the up-and-coming meta? Let me know your thoughts, because BT21 is almost here. This DIGI-PANDA, logging out.